and gents, welcome to the sixth. I need more than one hand for that one. When it gets more than one hand that I'm counting on, it gets a little bit too many numbers for me and my liking. But we have MBG 1211 here on Figure Friday. But before we get into the sexy boy on my screen, Sam's Figs. How are you doing, man? Episode 6. It feels goddamn good to be here, man.
Dude, we've done it again. I'm about to ban Armando right here. But anyways, dude, great to be here again. Great to have MBG on here. One of the first guests that popped into mind when you asked me who we should have on. And yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, speaking of that, actually one of the first guests I ever interviewed, which is funny enough.
Right.
That's what kickstarted the interview series on my channel, inspired by Nitro Fig. Shout out to him. But yeah, like inspired me to get you on, and we had a really great talk there. And I think that like really fueled a lot of discussions that came later on. So dude, like how the hell have you been?
I'm good, man. Thanks so much for having me. Just been super busy slaving away on projects and life and traveling for work and making content. So
That's how it be.
Yeah, man.
That's how it be.
It's fun, but it takes a toll on you. And I do creative stuff for a living too, so it's like a lot of creative energy for me all the time. So I get pretty wiped after a while.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I'm good. Thank you for having me. I don't even remember how long it's been since that interview you and I did a long time ago. It's well over a year, right?
Dude, May 2021, if you can believe it.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's been over 2 years, nearly 3 coming up, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. So time does fly when you're having fun and when you're sticking your nose to the grind, I guess. But guys, if you saw in the Instagram at Nick Storm Review, we're giving away a cheeky little number here. We're giving away the Elite 58 Matt Hardy, signed by the man, the myth, the icon himself, if you will. And I'd say let's not keep the people waiting anymore. Let's just get this out of the goddamn way, all right? Because I'm eager for this. This is my first time doing a spin the wheel thing, dude. Oh my goodness, okay. And shout out to my wrestling figure news here. Yeah, dude, it's gonna literally be I have the Price is Right theme song. I mean, that'll do.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that any day. Where do I start it? Okay, we got a lot of names in here, guys. Good luck to everyone. Thanks again for everyone who submitted it. Let's do it, dude. Who won it? Who did it? Okay, it was Callum _Wrestle Figs. Congratulations, you won.
Come on down. He needs to run now.
Yeah, he needs to come on. Yeah, we have the red carpet rolled out and everything, man. I don't know where you are right now. This is like an Oscars ceremony, okay? Well, we had the live audience and everything. No, but congratulations to Callum _Wrestle Figs. I will be DMing you after the stream for all your information, and we'll go from there. Again, thank you to everyone who submitted a single there, but glad that's out of the way. Thank you for that. But we have a sexy boy, okay? We got it. He's not my boy toy. Boy toy. Do you like that song particularly?
I need a little more.
Yeah, you need me. Okay. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. There you go. Okay. No more of that.
Charisma for me. So
enough charisma. Yeah, I mean, with flat out the stuff you've been doing, it makes sense. All right, I don't want you to overdo. You're gonna sprain an ankle or something here next. But man, like I want to get into. You actually have a bachelor's in film and television, and you've worked for the likes of Ringside Collectibles, AEW Jazzwares, TNA, WWE. Please tell me if I'm missing any. Like, how have these accolades, man? I'm not missing any that come to mind straight away.
I do have a master's also in film and television, but no, you nailed most. I mean, there's a huge list, which I'm very grateful for, of course. But yeah, I kind of realized recently, like in a way, I'm kind of like a Grand Slam champion of touching like all the main wrestling promotions, which I never really realized until just recently. So it's pretty crazy, but.
Yeah, it's like you see these posts and it's like, this certain talent is the only one to have a figure in these 3 promotions, and it's kind of like that's like you in a
Yeah.
way, you know. You are the Grand Slam champion. I don't know
Yeah.
how many
It's
people can
wild.
actually like say they've worked for all these major like wrestling companies.
Yeah. No, I've touched all 3 in some capacity. Like Impact obviously is there for 2 years. Then WWE was a year, and then Jazzwares and AEW was almost 2 years, I think, too. So really
It's
grateful
crazy,
for
man.
all of it, of course, but glad to kind of have a break from all of it so I could recharge, because it is all very creatively draining after a while. So, but forever
How
grateful
yeah.
for it. So,
Of course, yeah. I mean, like it's only help in you know, it's helping your craft, it's helping hone your style and stuff. How would you sort of define the comparisons or similarities or completely differences when it comes to working for yourself, like when it comes to doing your own shots that you have the
sure.
creative juices for, and then it being given to you from like AW Jazzwares or a TNA or a WWE? How does that differ?
I mean, it's a lot easier usually when it's my concept, just because, and I know a lot of my photography friends would relate to this probably. It's like, it's like your idea you've been cooking in your head for a while, and it's like, cool, like I'm ready to execute it. And then, like something like a Jazzwares or whatever, it's like, oh, we need you to photograph, like Santana or something. It's like, well, I'm not necessarily as creatively inspired by that figure, so it's a challenge. Like, obviously I could come up with something, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I
a
mean, that's
lot.
why you're so good
Yeah,
at like what you do. It's because like when you have a skill like that and you can actually put that into like maybe a career sort of span,
for
then
sure.
there you go. It's like that's like what makes a good wrestler. They can have something written for them, but completely make it their own, you know?
Yeah, no, like even the in your house that like I posted today, like I don't really touch that era as much as I'm sure a lot of you guys noticed. Like, even though I grew up with it, but I just like to do a lot of the more modern day stuff. But I studied the match of them for a bit and found some spots. Like, oh, that'd be really fun to do, and then put my own spin on it. So it was fun. It was a good challenge, and I do really like to be challenged when it comes to photography, at least.
I mean,
It's fun.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I think that just enhances your overall abilities in the long run. And let's touch on what you posted. Actually, this actually was
Cool.
posted brand spanking, dude. You posted this on Figure Friday. How dare you,
I know,
dude?
not bad.
No, I'm glad you did because we can talk about it here. We can get the exclusive inside scoops.
Very
Oh,
true.
oh
Very
my
true.
god, by the MBG, the sexy boy himself. That might have to be your theme song after this episode.
That's fine. I like Shawn Michaels. I'm good. I'll take it.
I'll take it. But yeah, speaking of not Shawn Michaels, but in your house rather, Gold
Yeah.
Dust versus Brian
Yeah.
Pillman. These slides, man. This is such a good set. This kind of blew me
Thank
away. Gold lighting. Yeah, touch on how it was to put this together. How did it come about? The idea for this, and overall your thoughts on the execution and everything.
Sure. So I wanted to do in your house, of course, and actually, well, obviously, Custom Toy Rings really wanted me to do in your house because he's making the set. But like, I was trying to find a good match that at least had a talent that I could get interested in enough to be inspired to do something. And we had discussed Gold Dust a lot. So like, I actually never had the Marlena figure until the shoot. She was never in my collection until just recently, and so I had to pursue her for the shoot several weeks ago. And I've always been a huge fan of Dustin Rhodes since I was a kid. Loved Gold Dust, as kooky and weird as that character was. Like, I just like, he was like one of the first gimmicky characters I loved as a kid, because he's just so different. He's not a Rock or Stone Cold. Like, he's this unique looking dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just always really liked him. And then when Custom Toy Rings and his team were like, "Hey, why don't you do a Gold Dust shot?" I was like, "I would love to do a Gold Dust shot. I've never done a Gold Dust shot." And so I had to dig up my old figures, which was also a challenge. We're so spoiled with articulation now. And like, even though the elite like isn't bad or anything, he's just a little limited like in his elbows, and I don't necessarily really have gold hands I could swap.
Yeah,
Like
fair enough.
like for Pillman, we have all the hands, that's easy to swap his hands with gold dust, is gold. So we don't really have
Yeah.
hands like that. At least I couldn't think of many figures at the time. But yeah, I wanted to figure out how I could recreate his iconic entrance with the gold, and I really wanted to make the arena really like hazy, because watching the match, and I don't well, neither him nor Pillman had pyro or anything, but whoever, I guess, probably previous in the show from them must have had pyro of some kind, because it was just a lot of haze in the
Right, dude. I love that sort of atmosphere. Like you
yeah,
just smoky every. It's so nostalgic for some reason.
for sure. No, totally. And I was like, how can I capture that? So that was something I really strive for with this project, and a few people noticed it, at least said to me that they noticed it, which was like cool. Then I executed it well. But I always really do like to challenge myself. Like Pillman's shirt, I don't have that shirt for him, so like
Dude, I was
that
gonna say, yeah.
photoshopped onto, like, he's wearing an actual shirt, but his
Right.
design is all photoshopped onto his shirt. But
That's
um
brilliant, man.
and the Tron is all photoshopped behind them, like that is not really there.
What?
But
Dude,
behind
that
the window,
is
yeah,
that
like
is that all
stage
you
is,
editing that?
yeah, the stage is there, and
Oh
but like
wow.
there's actually the In Your House logo behind um the Pillman Tron right there, actually. So yeah, it was a tedious edit just to do. Like people don't necessarily realize like how much detail and time I put into these freaking things, and I like will sit for hours and just stare at it and notice like, oh, there's like a little speck on his pants or something.
Oh,
Like
dude.
I'm that, because I'm like, oh, what if somebody notices like I edit out all the glare on them if there's any glare like on their legs or something, like their legs shouldn't be shiny, like doesn't make sense. So uh,
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
Like, I want to ask: is
sure,
sort of Photoshop like a self-taught sort of thing, or did you take a class for it? How did that get introduced into your
sure.
line of work, I guess? And
Yeah.
how do you implement that into photography like that? That's cool.
So I took a graphic design class in high school, which is forever ago. This is between 2005 and 2009. I took just one class, and I learned like the very basics of it. And I was like, this is really cool what you could do with it. I mean, it's crazy what people do with Photoshop, and almost scary. But yeah, over the years, like because I was doing like my animated videos and stuff, I had to learn how to edit out string, and that was a pain in the ass back then.
Dude, editing just playing with string. I sometimes I'm like I get so discouraged with figure photography because I'm not messing with fishing wire. I've done it too many
It's
times in the past, and it's just
very
they end up swinging, and I'm like, this is my life now. My wrestlers are just swinging from fishing wire.
yeah, no, well, which it's probably in some old videos of mine. I know a lot of people like have adapted this into their photography, but like in my animation days, I came up with this device because I used to animate on the floor at my parents' house, and it was like really hard on my back because you're always like hunched over,
Dude,
where
that's me. That's all my stuff is right there. Yeah, it's
is it on the
bad.
floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I need a table. I'm gonna hold up a sign outside my house saying we'll review figures for table. I'm gonna do
he
it.
should. He should.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I came up with like this tripod that just had like a slot under the tripod mount, like the head of it. And I had like a meter stick that I put through there. And the meter stick is, so like imagine this is like the sticks, you put the string around it and it will hang. So I
Right.
don't have
Yep.
to physically hold it, because, standing like this for even like 10 minutes or whatever, you're going to get extremely tired from it,
Yep.
unless like, I don't know, your stature is great. Mine isn't, probably because of doing that for so many years. But
Tits out, chins up, and
yeah,
watch for the shoe.
pretty
There you go.
much, pretty much. But yeah, so like I came up with this device to help me, and um, you know, using Photoshop back then to edit out string was like my technique, learning animation back in the day. And then when I converted to photography, I just, I kept using it and using it and using it. And, I feel like every year I'm always like pushing my boundaries. Like even this shoot that just went up today, like I felt like that was like a new step for me, is like putting like a haze and stuff on the shots is something new. Like that's a new layer I never really considered. Um, but yeah, I've just taught myself so much over the years, and the more and more and more I keep doing it, like I feel I just get better and better. And trust me, there's probably a million things about it I still don't even know I could do with it. But I'm like very obsessed with the details and stuff. Like I'll edit in bed at night a lot. It just helps me like kind of get into my zone, I guess, versus like sitting at
Yeah.
my desk like I am right now. And I'll be up till 11, 12 at night sometimes just editing. Like, I started this project on Sunday or Monday, I think. So I had to pace myself, and I was working till probably 11 or so last night, I want to say, on the entrance. So I did the gold dust entrance last because I knew that was going to be the most complicated of the bunch. But it's also
Oh,
my
is it? Do you go from like? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes out for the best shot. Do you go normally from like least complicated in the set to sort of most in execution? Do you build
Yeah,
yourself up like that?
usually like my big projects, like the Punk versus MJF and
Oh man,
like that. Like though this is like a mini version of one of those, to be honest. I didn't go like balls to the wall with this project like I do for those, because this was like a smaller collab type thing. But yeah, I'll definitely try to see like what makes sense. Like I might do both entrances at the same time and then tear down the stage and then work on the in-ring stuff. But the first one I did was Pillman choking Goldust with the shirt, I think.
all
uh,
right.
yeah, that one. And getting him to hold the shirt was a pain in the ass. So that, like, I had to like tie up the shirt just to make it small enough to fit like in his hands, and it's kind of slipping out of his left hand a little bit there. But
Right.
uh,
Oh man, you're dealing
like
with real fabric there, so it's never got any give.
no, no, so I try to pick, because that's like a simpler shot. I mean, it looks simple. Goldust doesn't hunch over that well. He's a bit limited in the chest, so it just makes it hard. People don't necessarily realize like the obstacles. Like it might look like, wow, that's like a really simple shot you did there, but it actually took me like a really long time to do it. So
Yeah, it's like it's kind of crazy. In hindsight, we can see everything, right? In hindsight, well, when the Jax figures were coming out, like with the WWE lines, I
mhm.
was I was so I was foaming at the mouth as a child. Are you kidding me, dude? I practically had rabies over the thing. But
I could not
uh,
imagine doing the craft now with those figures at all.
man, that's yeah. It's, thank God. But dude, even like thinking of elites from I don't know, maybe over just a decade ago, maybe.
Hmm.
We always kind of view them with rose tinted sunglasses. Ayo. Because they are great figs and they held up. But at the time, man, like they were they were so instrumental. But now with Ultimate Editions, with the Jazzwares line as well, with like posability and articulation, it's kind of crazy to see the progression in figures now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No,
Especially in the photography aspect, I could imagine too, right?
oh yeah, it's I mean, what Jazzwares has done with like the ball jointed waist and stuff, like that was a total game changer, especially too that they pop at the waist. So that's like a trick a lot of times, like because obviously they could only bend so far forward, but if you pop them, like an example I could think of is like Pac doing his submission where he like reaches around their head
Yep.
and grasps his hands or whatever. Like you can't get him to lean that far forward. So I mean, even Britt's finisher, I can think of the lockjaw or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I pop her at the waist too, so I could have her lean forward enough. But you don't see that because it's blocked by the opponent. But those are like little tricks and stuff like I've done. Like the sorry, I'm thinking as I'm talking to you, but like the Wheeler Yuta and Moxley shot I did last week, like Moxley's head is
Yeah.
off his body. It's not on his body.
What?
Yeah. So like his head
Okay,
is
let me
attached
pull this up.
to the back of or the back of his head is attached to Yuta's abdomen or whatever.
That's great. He's like just doing that with sticky putty.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, oh, that's I remember like you saying because yeah, that is a great thing with jazz where it's like a lot of people
Mhm.
don't notice, but if sorry, I just bumped my mic. But if you like setting up the figures and you need them to pose up like sit up like this, you can just do
Exactly.
that, hide it in a way, and completely get away with it. And it reminds me, I think I remember you did a shot and it was Ricky Starks in the Orange Cassidy getup, and I think I remember you
Yes,
touching on that. And
yes,
you
yes,
popped it up.
yes, yes.
There
You're
you
right.
go.
Yep. Yep.
I got the memory to serve the phlegmery. Does anything rhyme with memory?
Ask Sam, maybe he knows.
Sam, does anything rhyme with memory?
That's a great question.
And guess what? The news has everything, all the answers that we need, guys. There have been some news that are dropping. We'll get it. We'll get some housekeeping, then we'll talk about
Yeah,
the
for sure.
sexy boy here as well. But dude, this is actually something that broke today. I'd say it was Mattel WWE WrestleMania 40 series canceled. So I believe it was the basic series.
Yep.
So Ringside Collectibles has notified those who pre-ordered that the set has been canceled. The set included Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Batista, and and Muhammad Ali. God, I'm so bewildered by this news. I coughed. No idea what. I mean, this came out. We don't really have any information about this. I'm sure Steve Ozer will probably clear it up on the forums. But you know, it's probably something to do with maybe I don't know, the merch deals or something. I don't know. Licensing could be something like that. This could be something
Yeah.
completely out of their hands as well. But it's just a basic series. You know?
I actually ordered that set because now I have to like budget for basics again because they have more articulation. So I'm like,
Right.
cool, I want them now. You know, I've been very selective with them over the past several years, but now that I could actually pose them pretty well again, I'm like, crap, I need to start acquiring them because like, you know, like Top Dollar or whatever, like that's gonna be his only figure, so I need that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm probably ever gonna use them, but you never, you
Hey,
never.
dude, if there's a shot I need you to recreate, it's him going over the top rope, okay?
All right, all right. I'll do that.
I need to see the tumble in real
You
time.
won't be able to sleep until I release that, huh?
No, yeah, I'm gonna be itching at the bit, dude. It's gonna be sleepless nights until then. But you know, yeah, again, next slide. Boom. This was actually something that kind of bewildered a lot of people. I remember we touched on it last week with the Fig Night people here, Mike and Tom. Shout out you sexy beasts. So many sexy beasts stopping by the Figure Friday studio. I'm being honest here, but it's the WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition Greatest Hits figure is actually going to replace the Bray Wyatt in this Series 20 of Ultimate Editions featuring Asuka and Roman Reigns, which is cool. They're doing 3 figures now per wave in Ultimate Editions, which is great because, hey, if you didn't even replace that Bray Wyatt and just came out with 2 figures, I don't think people would be the wiser, you know, which is cool. So the fact they are releasing the greatest hits probably going to be something we've already seen. Yeah, it's whatever. It gets more figures out there in people's grasp anyway.
Yeah, I hope it's. I mean, it'd be nice if it was one they could upgrade to Butterfly, like they did the Warrior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I hope it's something like that, man. Are there any that cross your mind that like could be enhanced from the early Ultimates?
trying to think even who was super early. Like a Balor would be cool, right? Because he didn't
Oh
have it, I
yes.
think.
No, yeah, dude, they
Yeah,
need to revisit
good.
that Balor if they're doing
Yeah,
greatest hits.
that'd be a good one for sure of him. And I know he goes for a bit, I think now too, if I'm not mistaken. Thankfully, I
Oh,
have all of them, but um, yeah, that would honestly probably be my first choice of like, hey, why don't you re-release that and update it if you could? But
yeah. Dude,
yeah,
I 100% would. And then Chase, Walmart exclusive. No, you just get a Chase now, and then
no
there's 4
Walmart.
figures. You know, Walmart.
Ugh.
No.
I know.
No
Do you
bueno
have
Walmart.
Walmart by you at all, or no?
No, but I get the Walmart exclusives before Walmart even does. So I don't know. I don't know how, dude. Walmart be stocking like
Yeah, they
little
ship
guns.
to you instead of our stores, so it
Yeah,
must be.
Walmart keeps buying stock and guns instead of instead of wrestling figures, dude. There's kids
Ugh.
to play with wrestling
And
figures. Okay, not.
well,
Anyway.
now Cody Supreme's replacing all the Punk Supremes, which is a new
Interesting, right?
problem. Yes, it is interesting. First of all, it's Cody that's still shipping somehow. Like they have all this quantity of him still.
Wait, yeah.
You
When
know,
you think about Cody left AEW before CM Punk got fired, like way
Right.
before CM Punk got
He
fired.
got
So
back.
how how does this make
Doesn't
sense?
make sense.
Anyway,
So like,
maybe it's because Cody sells units, but are you telling me CM Punk Supreme won't sell units, dude?
oh, for sure. I want it. I mean, those pictures you posted made me want it even more, but I really just hope to get my hands on it. But yeah, he looks fantastic.
Dude, I might have to ship it to you just to like photograph or something.
All right, I'll send you
And then
back.
you give it
Punk.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Don't say a Punk. Don't
A
You're gonna
basic.
send me. Oh, okay, thank God. No, it better be
That's
Flex Force.
a great trade. Yeah.
It better be Flex Force or I'm gonna be so mad.
I think I have his first Flex Force now that I think about it, with like
Is it
the
the one with
shorter
the
hair.
arm?
He's in like blue trunks or something, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Flex Force. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it
Something.
is, but yeah, that's what you're getting, a Flex Force.
Flex Force, hot garbage. Moving on. AEW Unrivaled John Moxley and Bryan Danielson. The Amazon 2-pack in stock and now shipping from Amazon, the Amazonian forest, if you will. I don't know how they have delivery services over there, but whatever, they make the means possible and get the figures into their hands. This is a set I didn't mind passing up on, to be honest. I have the unmatched Bryan Danielson, and I have every Moxie that looks like that, so it's fine. I think I'm good for this.
Yeah, I wish
I'm just waiting for that Hookhausen to start shipping, actually.
I know it should be next week, hopefully. At least that's what mine says. But
I feel like I curse the figures, so like literally, I curse the figures.
Yeah,
I review the CM Punk,
Uh-huh.
it gets cancelled. If I review the Hookhausen pack, it gets cancelled. Like I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like that Hookhausen pack was meant to come out like September, like earlier this month or something. So I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that Moxley had like his shaved head. I really want a shaved head Mox, like his shorter buzz cut type hairdo.
Yeah. Yeah, he rocked that for a long time, man. I like that's sort of the Mox I love as well. That's like 2019 Ambrose right there,
Mhm.
sort of like 2018 Ambrose almost. You get the
Yeah.
gold chain, the puffer jacket almost, you know.
Yeah, I just got that set in the mail today, actually. I think I haven't opened it yet, but yeah, it's nothing overly exciting.
Yeah, it's a cool attire. I've seen a lot of people be like, "Oh, this is a great like Danielson attire," and I'm like, "More
Yeah,
power to you if you think that."
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll always
More
take
figures for you.
alternate outfits for me at least, but the more the merrier options, of course. But
Exactly. I
yeah,
mean, it makes for like more versatility when you do other shots of the same talent. So there you go.
right, right.
There you go. And you don't want to, dude, because then otherwise he's not going to the laundromat. It looks like, you know, he's wearing the same gear. It's
For real,
smelly. All
for
right,
real.
it's sweaty. Again as well though, we got some glam shots from Mattel. I thought there were going to be some big boy reveals coming out, but these are. I think we've already seen most of these photos. Oh, not these photos, but these figures. We haven't seen these photos since their new glam shots. But the WWE Elite Survivor Series 2023 line featuring the British Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, Charlotte Flair, Kevin Owens, and Jerry the King Lawler. That's such a good Jerry King Lawler. I'm gonna be honest. That's
Very excited for that one. Yeah.
a lot of people are excited for the Dookie Pants Shawn Michaels too. Look, I don't. They got the color wrong. It looks like duck poo. I'm gonna be completely honest, but it's fine, I guess. Because I think
It's
what the
darker,
attire
wasn't it?
exactly the
Darker brown.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a darker brown, and the attire in real life I don't even think was finished. So this figure
Right.
isn't finished either. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, something like that, right?
So I don't know. Look, if someone tells me one thing, I believe it for my whole life. Don't worry. Anyone else? No. Okay, cool. Maybe I'm just the easy influenced one, like an idiot.
Must be.
But I noticed, dude, that Elite Shawn Michaels figure actually has the Edge legs from the Elite and not on ball joints anymore. So that's probably gonna raise a few eyebrows, and I'm not talking about the people's. Okay, maybe the people's eyebrow, I guess.
Did I lose you? Shoot, you're frozen on my.
Pranked.
Oh man, like
You
shoot,
should have seen your face.
like great, my phone's acting up.
I'm so sorry. No, I just didn't have anything else to say, and it became awkward. Turned it into a bit. Moved on to the next slide.
Like great.
Man, so this is I haven't even written this down in my notes like a professional I am. But Ultimate Edition, I forget which series this is if anyone else knows, but it
Was
was
it 9?
featuring
Right?
yeah, I think it was 19, right? 18 or
18.
19.
That's crazy. They're already that deep into it.
And now they're introducing a third figure into
Yeah.
into the every wave. Is this gonna be like 6 figures down the line?
I hope.
Hey,
I really wish it was, to be honest. But
yeah, my girlfriend's like, when he brings home 6 figures, but it's just
yeah.
plastic.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, but yeah, a big controversial topic is this Kurt Angle Ultimate Edition. Now, Sam, I know you have some takes on this, right?
Yeah, I do. First of all, that singlet, man, it's not doing it for me. Like, I feel like that singlet that he actually wore in real life, it's not really a soft goods material like that. But that's not the worst I don't think about this figure. I think that upper torso is just way too big. Like, yeah, Kurt was pretty jacked and it is an action figure, I'll give them that. But I think it's just way, way too big. So that and the singlet, I don't want to say it ruins it for me. I'm still probably gonna get this, but I would rather have seen another way of them doing a singlet and maybe a little bit of a smaller torso.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, we saw that with the Eddie Guerrero Ultimate Edition that just came out, and thankfully they've revised it for the Monday Night Wars Ultimate Edition line. They're actually giving Eddie that Halloween Havoc Eddie. They're giving him the more uh how you say AJ Styles torso. So which is I think more accurate. Just more accurate than this because I don't think Kurt Angle was ever like this. If anything, I'm gonna torso swap this with like maybe the Ric Flair torso for Kurt Angle because I think that's where your bread and butter is for this era of Kurt at least.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I like looking at the pictures here. Like the singlet just looks kind of plain, I guess. Like like I don't know. I just always think of him in blue, I guess, versus red as well. But I don't know. It just
Yeah.
looks like missing a little something. I'm still very excited to get it regardless, but I kind of want to see, the old Jack singlets on his very first figure. Like, I want to see if that would fit nicely on this figure and have alternate looks for him, So,
Dude, I mean that'd be that's a great thing to look out for if you have those Jack spawns.
oh,
So
yeah. Yeah.
good thing you did grab them when the time came. Dude, I want to shout out everyone that we have in the chat here as well, real quick, before we
Yeah.
move on. We got so many people in here, man, watching and tuning in. We got Paragon Pro,
Yeah.
we got Rub, we got Armando, we
Armando.
got Tony's Are Us, we got Carlos. Where is Sam's figs? Sam, beat the Where is Sam's figs allegations right now.
I'm here. The allegations, the accusations.
He's in my dungeon.
No longer. Well,
he's in my dungeon, locked up, shackled to the wall and stuff. So that's where he is.
Well,
Hence
didn't
why
the new Saw movie come out today? So that's perfect.
Hey, look, I'm not saying
Your Jigsaw.
I'm not saying I'm not sore, but
Maybe. All right. Not giving any hints. All right. I won't say
legally obligated to not say anything. But we have a great question coming in from Rob Figs, dude. My boy, he says this. You may end up touching on this anyway. Oh, thank you. But I don't. Maybe I didn't because you're doing it right now. Thank you. You're doing my job. But how did your partnership with Jazzwares for their stock photos come about? Congrats on that, by the way. Yeah. When we touched on it in the intro, sort of
Sure.
for this Figure Friday, we touched on that you did work with the AEW Jazzwares line for a bit as well. And yeah, how did that come about? Shooting for their e-commerce, I believe.
Yeah, it's the e-commerce. So a lot of people don't know, but after COVID hit, um, I lost my job at the time and was looking for a job. And I think if I remember, Jazzers was hiring for a social media role, which is what I do for a living. I'm a creative director at a social media agency, so I create content for other brands and companies besides what I do for myself, sort of thing. So a lot
No,
of my
dude, no wonder you get like creatively burnt out easily.
yeah,
Jesus.
it's a lot. You know, when you're making stuff for other people and stuff, it takes a lot out of you for sure. That's why I'm kind of glad today's Friday, so I could wind down a bit. But
You gotta get through this first. Sorry, man. This is the final stretch of the marathon.
um, but yeah, so like I had applied for it and I reached out to Jeremy. So like, if you don't know, like I've known Jeremy since I was a teen.
Jeremy Padella.
He gave me my first opportunity with Jax when I was like 15 or 16. Working, they would send me. I was like an influencer before that was even really a thing on social media. So they would give me product to make like YouTube stuff with, and then I worked on like their UFC line a little bit with them and made fun videos. And anyway, so I've known Jeremy forever, and I reached out to him like, hey, I really want this job. Like, can you help me get an interview or whatever? And so I had the interviews, and um, at the time, like COVID was rampant, so everybody was like deathly afraid of it, and Jazzers wanted me to move, and I'm like,
Not Florida. Florida wasn't deathly afraid. I tell you, probably from
yeah,
the news.
that's where they wanted me to move, is Florida.
There you
Of all
go.
places, I'm like, I don't feel comfortable because everything was so unknown. And I was like, well, can I just work from home, sort of thing, like every company was doing at the time. And they were trying to figure it out, and then they couldn't figure it out. And so I just kind of like gave up on the role. I was really bummed because I had like secured it. Like they wanted to give me the job, but I wanted to work from home at the time, and I had to walk away
Makes
with
sense,
like,
right?
yeah, I was really gutted by it. And um, then I don't even remember. Maybe it was a month or two later, something like Jeremy texted me. He's like, "Would you be interested in like shooting the AEW toy line?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like,
Let me think about. Yes, dude.
right. And so yeah, I did that with them. It was fun. I'm very grateful for it, but it was a shit ton of work. Pardon my French, but like this the e-commerce stuff, like it looks so simple, but it is a lot of work. And I was working, then I landed my current job while I was doing that for them. So I basically had like two full-time gigs, and I'd work all day, and then at night I would work on all my AEW stuff. And I remember being up to like 2 in the morning doing the Unrivaled, was it 5 with Luchasaurus and all them. So that was like my first opportunity to prove myself with them. And it was like, we need this in like 3 days or something. I was like, holy smokes. Like, that's like 100+ photos that everything needs to be edited. The figures have to be cleaned up. Like you got to cut them out. Like, it was a ton of work, but
Wait, so they don't edit it like in post production, I'd say.
yeah. So you edit it
Oh,
so
but
like I would,
so you would take care of that instead of like
yeah.
so
So I would,
that's the photographer's sort of
yeah.
spiel. Sorry, I'm just
No,
I'm
no, no.
I'm an idiot. I have low brain cells, guys.
No, well, not everybody knows about that process, so it's totally fine. But like, yeah, I had to shoot them all, and there's multiple angles. You have to shoot the accessories, like pose them. My favorite part was obviously posing them in their fun pose shots, because that's when you could really show their personality than them just standing still or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's just, and I'm very OCD, as you guys probably know, by my work as it is. So like I was very obsessive with erasing like little blemishes on paint or anything. If one of mine happened to have like a little smear or something just didn't look right, because then the community will rip it to pieces like they do with
Dude,
that. So I had to
so
clean
I'm
it.
really bad with that now. So I'm like I'm like doing head repaints and stuff like that. I'm painting eyes and all
Sure.
this stuff just because I think it's fun to do. And plus, if no one's gonna make the figures look the head scans look up to par, then the Australian icon goddamn
Sure.
has to, I
That's
guess.
amazing
And
how people repaint them and bring out the likeness that much more. You
bro,
know,
people are incredible sometimes,
they are.
but like I do the same thing that you do. Like if I notice, like this will happen with photos I'm editing or something like that, and then it translates into painting as well. I can be stuck on a head repaint for so long, like it's never really finished for me. I can because I'm
Get,
noticing little
get it.
because I'm just looking at it right. I'm like, this eye is just asymmetrical, the tiniest bit. I have to redo the whole eye and I'm spending like another 3 hours on this one eye, you know?
But no, I totally respect and understand that. 'Cause that's like with my pictures. Sometimes I will just keep staring at it and finding things to fix, or I'll be editing it all night and then be like, you know what, this looks like crap. I don't like it. And then either I'll go right back down. Like I've done that before. My wife's like, "Where are you going?" It's like 10:30 at night or whatever. I'm like, "I'm going to reshoot this. Like, I don't like how it looks or whatever, you know." And then um, I'll redo it. And sometimes I might go back to the original and be like, you know what, maybe it's not so bad. Like the Bray Wyatt tribute. I had to
Oh
fight
man.
that shot for a while. It took me like I didn't like the lighting originally, and then I changed it to the more like blue tones and stuff. Yeah. So that eventually I just had to walk away from it. It's like you need to just call it quits, you know. But thankfully that resonated so well with everybody. So I was very flattered by that.
Would you say you have like a hard time knowing when to walk away from photos? Because like it's
Mm.
not that's not a bad thing. That's because like I think that's the perfectionist in you, like
To-
just really really wanting it in your product that you're actually putting out to be received as best as you can. Because like once it's out there, man, you don't want to delete it from your feed if you see something
no.
that yeah, it's already out there. You know that's
Yeah.
kind of ruined the momentum of a post. There's a
Yeah.
lot that goes into it like that and stuff like that. Does that sort of is that sort of like maybe one of your like I guess photography weaknesses is learning when to walk away like that?
Totally. No, I definitely agree with that. And I'm a perfectionist. I mean, if that doesn't show through my work, I don't know what does. But like, it's just there's times like I could nail a shot pretty quickly. And then there's times even just at the table, it'll take me 2 to 3 hours or whatever because it's just not looking or cooperating the way I want. And obviously, not every picture is a home run, but um, you know, like what I've noticed a lot is like certain wrestlers always resonate. Like people don't like it for the art necessarily; they like it for who the subject is, which drives me crazy.
I
But
noticed that, man.
yeah,
I can take so long on editing like just how a photo looks because I love how the filters are attaching to this color or this color, and it's
yeah,
like, oh, but then 50 likes, but CM Punk or Danhausen photo, 300
right,
likes. Like
right,
what? Help me.
exactly. It's so like frustrating from the artist's perspective. It's like you put so much time into all these shots, and then like even like the one today, like it's doing pretty good, but like it's such like obviously an older period that, and I feel like a lot of my audience seems to like more of like the stuff from today
Dude,
versus
that's I
old.
think that's like yeah, and that's a testament to just wrestling today.
Yeah,
Like I think the modern era is the maybe the biggest it's been, man, like worldwide. You know, you can say back in the day, WrestleMania had 90,000, 100 million screaming Hulkamaniacs in the whatever dome, okay? But at the time, that's really, like how televised and like worldwide and globally
right.
accepted was it back then? And I think right now there's a different time for it completely. And like
No,
so
sure.
for with those older matches, it's like a niche within a niche almost.
It is. No, you're right. And I noticed like on Facebook, usually like the older moments or whatever that I recreate resonate on there more because I think, and usually at work, this is the same case. Like older demographics live on Facebook compared to Instagram because you see like people's grandparents and stuff on Facebook. You
Dude,
don't see them,
there's oh my god. I
you
mean,
know.
you get those people like the boomers sharing like all,
Right, right,
like
exactly.
all these chemtrails are turning the frogs gay or something. Like all these articles. I'm like, what's going
Right.
on here?
Yeah, it just makes sense, you know, like people are eating up the gold dust stuff today. I've seen at least the little bit I've been on today to see that, but you know, and on Instagram, like people love it, but it's not hitting quite as hard as like a CM Punk or whatever would. And it just frustrates me is like it still looks, in my opinion, you know, it still looks really good. So what is the problem, you know? But
Exactly. I
people
think
don't.
yeah, I oh sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good.
Continue.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say like that's what drives me for anything. I'm very art driven. I'm very I've been sort of musician my whole life. I've been into music my whole life and I've been playing it and writing it. I know when I'm pretentious, okay? But you know, like I've really like sort of just let the art consume me in a lot of ways, and I think that can really translate over into wrestling or wrestling figures. There's a
Sure.
lot of, and I've noticed that just with performing in a band, there's a lot of performance wise, a lot of similarities with performing in a wrestling ring, I'd say. But not saying that I've performed in a wrestling ring, but you know, there's still similarities and stuff like that here and there. And I think that's like with photography and music, I think it's just all art in general. You know, you can
Yeah.
have audio, more people who are sort of driven to audio, or you have more people who are sort of driven to visual stuff, or what have you. You know, I let that shit consume me. You know, I don't know what I was trying to say there. You know, so
No,
that's what Figure Friday is.
it's been crazy though with like the photography or whatever. Like, you know, that I was in like PWI this year, you
That's
know,
incredible, man. Yeah,
you know, Fig Heels books like on the covers of his books, so it's sold on Amazon. You know, I got hundreds of people wanting prints. Like, you know, I know some people don't really like understand. Like, you know, it
keep it
wasn't.
going.
Yeah, it wasn't like my idea to sell prints. People were coming to me and were like, yeah, like this guy right here. You know, people would come to me and be like, hey, I really want to own like your artwork. And I was like, really? Like, you know, it's like caught me so off guard. And like, you know, I try to make like the presentation so professional for people. It's like it comes with the little COA and stuff because
Dude, yeah, if you don't mind, I'd love to like
yeah,
share just like
sure.
so I asked Matt to because I love this shot and this set that he did of the Revolution match with CM Punk and MJF. And I asked for a print, man, and this guy delivered like through and through, really trying to not let my fingers ruin this. But man, it's just like this whole set is amazing and it's so great. I think more photographers need to be really open about selling prints because I think there's a demand for it, man. Like people
Yeah.
have certain like for this example, man, this is like one of my favorite matches of 2022. I wanted it solidified and in figure form, especially, and as a shot, you know, with the blood and guts 2-pack MJF and CM Punk. It's so good, man. It's just like really good, and I think there's a market for prints out there, and I want more photographers to do the same. And you should, I don't know, lead by example, man. Matthew
Yeah.
Goldberg, he's the goat for a reason.
You know, like people just they ask for it, and I've seriously, I think I've sold well over 100 of them by now, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me that people want to own my
Guys,
art.
he
Yeah,
touched
and
this. He
I'll throw
touched
that.
this one.
I'll throw that in too. If like it's your first time ordering from me, I'll give you that too. Um, but I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook the other day. I had a really cool moment Sunday.
I did.
Yeah, where Amanda Huber, who's Brody Lee's wife, if you don't know her by name, she messaged me on Instagram and wrote like this message to me saying that -1 is like obsessed with my photography. Like he doesn't stop talking about it. It's like the background on his iPad,
That's so
like
awesome.
showing it off, which I imagine he'll show like his mom every time like I post something. I was just like, holy smokes, like it was really really cool, and she seemed super sweet. And I asked her if I could send -1 some prints to physically have, especially the one of him and his dad, you know, because I was honored to even photograph that 2-pack for Jazzwares, being a
Yeah.
huge Lee fan myself, um, and knowing what it represented for his family. And then, now knowing a few years later that his son like loves the photo and my work, like it was just like kind of like a full circle type thing for me. And like it just like keeps me going is like stuff like this, and obviously having a very dedicated and loyal audience all these years. Like I'm not in it to make money or get opportunities or things. I just love
Dude.
sharing my work with you guys because you love it,
Yeah.
and then everything else just comes with it. It's just a bonus. So it's like why it like bothers me when people are like talking smack and stuff behind the scenes when I'm just like trying to be a good person doing my own thing. Like I don't like the drama. I just want to entertain people with my work because I enjoy doing it, and bringing stuff to life. But,
You don't like drama, but you're from Chicago.
yeah, there's a ton of drama in Chicago, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Have you ever visited CM Punk's block that he has?
I have not.
There's
I
like
don't
a,
think,
I think.
to be honest, but
Well, it's okay.
I've been plenty, but
It's okay.
just
Go Bears.
Yeah, right. And they suck.
Dude, like touching on more stuff in a little bit in a second. We got some
Sure.
more news that I forgot about because I have stupid brain. So Bianca Belair. We'll just skim through these real quick. But Bianca Belair, this is amazing Ultimate Edition. The cloth goods here, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
love when they do the
attire here.
for real.
Yeah, I just, that Asuka Ultimate Edition that's coming out, that's going to be the first women's figure with butterfly joints. So something that we've been missing from the women's Ultimate Editions, the whole line. And it's taken, 20 series now? So let's, onwards and upwards from here, baby. I think that this figure would have, like, I don't know, just been a little bit more, that bit enhanced with butterfly joints, but still nonetheless. And then we got Bobby Lashley, this McDonald's looking brochacho. I love this gear, dude. I love it. I love McDonald's.
Yeah, it is.
Do you like McDonald's? What is your order from McDonald's, Matthew Gold? But everyone's wondering.
I'll be lucky to eat McDonald's twice a year.
Lucky, do you live like 5 hours inland or something? Oh, I think we lost Matt Goldberg, and that's fine. Guys, it's okay. Technical difficulties. He was actually on his phone the entire time, so I'm surprised it just went out and didn't go out earlier. But let's skim through more of these. Sam, be my knight in shining armor.
Oh, I'm here. Oh, he's back. Oh, or is he?
Oh,
hey!
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, my dad was calling, so that goofed that all up.
Dude, we had a
Sorry
run
about
in. We had a run in.
Wait,
No,
Nick,
but
I can't hear you though.
yeah.
I could hear Sam though.
Chickity, check, chickity.
Can you hear Nick, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh. I'll be back.
Yeah, leave and
Sorry,
come back,
folks.
dude. Leave and come back. The
Dude,
aliens
it's
are trying
live,
to intercept
pal.
us.
Dude, there's the mothership that goes past my house too many goddamn times a day, okay? No wonder. Okay, dude, I think, can I be real with you, Sam?
Be real with me.
I think the mothership, I think they're Figure Friday fans and they want to intercept and they want to sabotage the show.
That would make sense.
The aliens, man. I just watched the movie Nope and I'm convinced that there's
still haven't
aliens.
seen it.
It's a good one. Have you seen Get Out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Oh, dude, I want to talk all about movies in a little bit, but
For sure.
more news.
For sure.
More news. Blah blah blah. Royal Rumble elites: Batista, Brock Lesnar, Beth Phoenix, Ridge Holland, and Virgil build a figure. Love me some Virgil. That Virgil figure is great. I wish there was like a single release though, but hey, what can you do? I guess build the Virgil if you so wish. And elite series, yeah, ultimate, yeah, basics. Good Hogan, actually. Good Hogan. I just want to. Oh, I just want to talk about MBG guys. Okay, this is what I do. Trying to have a figure show. I just skim through the news. Now shipping from ringside, Sammy Guevara TNT Champion exclusive, which is a goddamn pretty ass figure. Love this to bits. Do you have this in your hand? Yeah.
Mine just arrived today. I've not had a chance to open it yet, but yes, I just
Dude,
want a Sammy with a serious face, though. That's all I'm asking for. I have to tell Matt.
Me too.
Needs to get on it.
Dude, I mean, there was that one unmatched Sammy that had the sort of serious face, but then it was like, then he had the whole jumpsuit on, so
Right, and if that head matched this skin tone, it would have been perfect. But I would have
Oh, they
been
don't
okay with
match.
that head. I would have been okay with it, but it's orange, so it doesn't work.
Damn. I didn't know that. Damn it. There's always like slight differences with skin tones with Jazzwares, and
Yeah,
I'm
or it's
like,
like tan, I guess you would say.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, gray. Just say gray. No, I'm
yeah,
joking.
you're right. Yeah,
No, no shade. I love the Jazzwares figures. Please, please. I love these. I love them so much. Okay. But yeah, use code Icon on Ringside shipping right now, as well as the Basic Series 143 and Elite Series 106. Go over to Ringside Collectibles. Use code Icon if you so freaking wish. You don't have to. It's your life, bro. I don't give a I don't give a hoot. But you know what I do give a hoot about? So we were talking about movies just like 2 minutes ago, if I'm remembering correctly, right? That happened.
yeah,
Yeah. So we were talking about movies. You watched Get Out. What did you think of Get Out?
it's good. It was pretty
It was
good. I
good.
don't
Get
remember
Out.
it like 100% because it's been a while now, but yeah, I liked it though.
It's a psychological horror. I like that.
Yeah,
And I was actually going to ask, do you have any sort of inspirations from other medias and stuff like that? Do you get inspiration from, I don't know, stuff like something like a movie or something like that, where it gives you a sort of spark to create or anything like that?
yeah. I mean, I would say back when I was in film school, of course, that would inspire me a lot. But like with my photography, the closest thing I could say to now would be like movie soundtracks sometimes. Like a certain song will just like get the gears turning in my head and maybe start getting ideas flowing of certain things and just kind of like envisioning um a shoot or something to it. Like back when I used to animate, like I could the music and stuff would help me so much of like, oh, this would be a sick like promo video like song or it just like amplifies the creativity. So music as a creative person, like it definitely inspires me a lot in many ways. Um I wouldn't say
Whoa. Oh,
what's
oh,
up.
sorry. No, no, no. You keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
You're
I know it's very exciting, but
good.
but like for wrestling, like I'll watch, and honestly, AEW usually gets me more motivated than I would say WWE does in most cases. Um, even I follow a lot of the AEW photographers and seeing their work, I'm like, oh, that's like really sick. Like I want to recreate that with the figures, and so
Yeah.
that's I guess other forms of media, so to speak, that kind of it's not film, of course, but other things that kind of inspire me with my
Yeah.
photography.
That's pretty great as well. Do you have like any sort of favorite stop motion films?
Ooh,
I know I'm a big Tim Burton guy. Like
sure.
I can go
Sure.
for a Tim Burton claymation any day, you know?
Yeah, I used to love watching that. Like was it Aardman Studios who does like Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run
Yeah.
and those like that stuff. I mean, Pixar is actually I know it's not stop motion, but their 3D animation actually inspired my whole path in film and stuff when I was like 5 years old. Like seeing Toy Story, I was like, I want to do that. And
Oh,
now,
that's cool.
ironically, I do bring toys to life, but it's differently. But
Yeah. I
kind
mean,
of
yeah,
fun.
but you're still doing it, which is still
Yeah,
cool. You know,
yeah.
it's like it's the different setup for this sort of
Mhm.
same execution in sentimentally wise. You know what I mean? Like same execution. It's just cool in that regard. But like speaking of stop motion though, I want to throw it to a clip here from a video I saw of yours on your channel from 2012 uploaded called MBG's Crib. Now,
Oh,
do you
gee.
remember anything about recording this video?
Oh my God, I haven't seen that probably since. But that was at my parents' house. That wasn't even at my house. Now,
There
I
you
don't
go.
have. One day I will film all this, but I have a lot of setting up to do first.
Oh man, dude, that I haven't done my shelves in a good bit
Ugh,
because
I
I'm like it takes a
need
lot
to,
out of me to
need to
pose
cut
it. Yeah,
some stuff here, but
dude, you could just build the house out of that basically.
oh my God,
Um, but yeah, dude, I'll throw it to a clip if you don't remember too much of
I don't.
MBG's crib of the
I'm
video. Well,
sure
here we goddamn go. How about
it's probably
that? Here we.
blackmail days, but
I'm gonna blackmail you with this clip. Yeah, no, here we go.
over here we have some really important things to me. Like these right here are awards I won in high school for my animations. I won second place for CCW Ultimate Destruction pay-per-view part 3 that I submitted.
And I want to talk about that.
I
So
sound like there.
you sound like my baby here. How about that? Wink, wink. No, but I want to talk about this clip, man. You
Sure.
won second place in the stop motion category at the 16th annual Chicagoland High School Video Festival, and you submitted CCW Ultimate Destruction pay-per-view Part 3, and you know, as a stop motion thing. Talk to me about this. Did I get that right, by the way? The 16th
Yeah, that
annual
sounds right.
Chicagoland High School
Those
Video
are still on the
Festival.
wall too at my parents'. Yeah, that is still
Yeah.
exactly in that same spot in my room at their house. But yeah,
Great.
I was in like I don't know if it was an after school. Maybe it was a video class, but yeah, I mean, I did stop motion forever until photography. Once I went away to college, I was like, I was burnt out on it. It takes so much work to do the animation. I love the result; it's amazing, but I was just over it. But going back to the contest or whatever, it's like a festival, and my teacher really wanted me to submit some of my works. Like I did a Rocky movie trailer that won something, and then I did one of my wrestling, and it's so random because it's like just one part of a whole pay-per-view.
Yeah,
It's part 3 of
It's one match, right?
yeah, something like
It,
that.
yeah, it will. Well, hey, if you don't remember, guess what we have? I've got a clip because I wanted to be like, you sent this into your class. This is awesome. This is so awesome. I wish I did this tenfold. Here's a clip from CCW Ultimate Destruction pay-per-view Part 3.
This is fun. You just like imagine the judges watching and like, what the hell? But
Wait, so there was judges watching that?
I assume so at the festival.
Oh
Yeah,
man. Oh right. So it was like a can festival almost.
yeah, but like, see, we didn't have extreme sets and stuff back then. So you see the carpeting and like cardboard.
Bro, that's
stuff,
my
like,
childhood, man. You know.
yeah, but
Yeah.
people were bonkers over those videos growing up. Like that. Well, that's how Eric Bischoff found me, was that series or whatever. Like that whole show just changed my life, honestly. But
Yeah, that's
it's just
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Do you think it validated sort of your stop motion work to get second place in that over probably other kids who took time on their stop motion, but a wrestling match where Ric Flair is busted open and Hulk Hogan's busted open, people going through ladders and tables, like this wins over, like that's awesome to me.
I don't know, man, because looking at it now, like in my opinion, like the later videos are animated a lot better than those were.
Oh, I mean, look,
So like,
yeah.
I don't understand how that would win an award, I guess, looking back
Dude,
now.
it's still better than what I can do, but like, yeah, you have just improved like next level with your stop motion. I mean, you did stop motion for WWE for the actual WWE YouTube channel.
Yeah,
with Corey Graves commentating.
Yeah, no, that was, I don't even remember really how that came about, but
like how? Like this man, who is this guy? Where do we find this guy? Where do we get this guy from? Freaking the Hollywood Walk of Fame? How do we get him?
Who are you talking to, bro?
My producers. Producer Sam's actually shackled in the corner there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You should probably give him some water or something.
Oh,
there you go. I thought that was mouthwash at first.
It's
Looks
a
like
big
a freaking
mouthwash.
slurp juice.
It looked like a comically large mouthwash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a chug jug I just threw at you, Sam. So that should I
Chug
think
jug. There
fuel
you go.
you.
Perfect.
That's
I
gonna
dig
fuel you
that
for the next
reference.
couple of years. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you get
dig
that
it. I
reference.
dig it. I dig it.
Oh man, so I want to appreciate you for like giving us your hour and just talking about everything from your journey in photography. There it is. I used it. No, your journey in photography and stop motion and everything in general. I hate using the word journey. We know this, but I do appreciate you like spending your hour talking to us, deep diving to everything. And I really want to have you back on this show if you'll let me.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, and before we get out of here, do you have any advice for maybe upcoming photographers or photographers who maybe are a little discouraged because on Instagram is a wild beast, man. The algorithm can just
Yeah, it is.
chew you up and spit you out at sometimes. So, are there any advice for maybe new beginners or maybe discouraged photographers out there that just any tips that you have to give people?
Sure. As far as the algorithm is, just keep pushing through it. Like I think the past few weeks I've been getting kind of slammed by it personally. So it happens to everybody. It's not just, if you're a beginner or whatever. And there's no formula to it. It's just how Instagram works. But um advice I'd say, like, don't be afraid to reach out to people. Like I've heard many times, like when people message me and I respond and like, oh my God, I didn't think you'd ever reply to me. And it's like, why? Like, why wouldn't I
Oh,
reply?
dude, that was me to you probably mentally.
It, it could have been. I don't know.
Every time. I'm like, how does he still put up with me?
But like you gotta shoot those shots sort of thing, and like, the basics always, like, have a tripod. I would recommend a table if you can. They're not like super expensive, of course. They're not cheap, but they're
If
not
you
like
want scoliosis, do it on the floor. If you
right,
want
like that's what,
if you want good posture, do it with the table.
yeah. And that's been the best thing because I used to do it. All that animation was on the floor, it was on the carpeting as we just saw. Like
The
it was
shag
rough.
carpeting.
Yeah. And but just keep experimenting. You don't need to have like the super expensive equipment. Like I've been doing this for a long time now, so I've been acquiring so much over the years, and thankfully I'm fortunate enough to have sponsors that send me things like a Loom Cube, because their stuff is not cheap, but I love their stuff. I love to
Yeah.
use it. Um, but you could buy like desk lamps at Walmart or Target or something. It's just basic lighting. Just get, if you can't like afford an extreme sets backdrop, as I know those could be pricey. Use code MBG1211 to save 15%. But I
On
know
5, baby.
they can be expensive. So, there's always alternatives like foam board. Like looking back at the video you just showed, like I would have rather put foam board in the background behind all that than you seeing like the walls and stuff, because it's just less distracting to the viewer. Because I guess your photography, at least what I strive for, is always to immerse you into the shot like you're looking at a real thing. I don't want you to be like, oh, there's a lamp over there or whatever. Oh, there's a light. I
Exactly.
don't want you to ever think that, but and the biggest thing though is like just be kind to people. Don't like get caught up in nonsense. A lot of us photographers get like competitive with each other. People get bitter of people climbing the ranks and stuff, but don't like be in it for opportunity. Like that stuff comes, like, my whole journey was just started from me just wanting to share my content, and it still is. Like, jazzers, all these things, like things just happen, when you're producing good work, like putting that good energy out, you attract those good things to you. So just be like a kind person. There's always something like I can't stress enough. Like, if someone's succeeding at something, support them, because this is a community, and like, we only have each other. And if one person's opening a door, that just means it's more opportunity for others at the same time. So I don't know.
Exactly. Like look, there's healthy competition. There is healthy competition. You can have I mean, but then there's also insecure competition.
For
And
sure.
that one is the unhealthiest
Sure.
probably definitely the unhealthiest out of the two. It's like I don't know, sometimes you can see it with a lot of people on Instagram. I've experienced this, I feel like, here in at least at some degree. And it's something that I really want to push for. It's when people were, getting their like when there was a mass sort of like a sort of give for ringside codes lately, like a month or two ago. I remember just sharing as many as I could onto my story because I'm like, dude, there's so many codes for you to use. Don't just pick one. Go to, I don't know, do everyone's, like, because
Right.
what is it? Rising tides lift all ships. And I think,
Exactly.
like you said, we only have each other. And what, like, what are we without each other if we have nothing? So,
Right. Right.
a lot of rambling, but,
Yeah. Like if I, for example, like me getting in PWI, like I'm sure people
that's
are bitter
incredible.
about that, but like, maybe now they're going to start noticing our community more and reach out to other photographers to feature their work and issues, like it just takes that one person to open the door. And it's like, and there's nothing like irks me more when I find out like people are being nasty behind the scenes and stuff. It's like, I always try to put out really good energy and be a positive person in the community, build people up. Like, obviously, we all get caught up in nonsense time to time, but like, just do your best to avoid that because it doesn't help anything, Just be a good person. Enjoy the craft, like, have fun. There's a big one.
Exactly.
Have fun. Like,
If
forget
you're
all
not
the.
having fun, man, I don't know, pick up chess or something. Do knitting. Do knitting. I don't know.
Right. Do some knitting. Yeah, there you go.
That'll relieve some stress, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, just
Yeah.
like overall, like common courtesy goes a long way. And I think just sort of, I don't know, reading the room and because then I've had a lot of friends who've said like the figure community is too toxic, I can't do it, and completely
Can't.
left and haven't come back. And that's so sad to me because like, my Nick Storm account is where I talk to like most of my friends on.
Sure.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but I like for at the end of the day, dude, be nice. And you know what you've done? Is you've been nice by giving us your hour and 10 minutes here, or 12 minutes, I should say. Thank you guys so much if you have stuck till the end as well. I want to thank Sam's Figs for keeping this together, my co-host on this beautiful goddamn thing, keeping the ship running and telling me to wrap it up. I'm joking. I'm joking. I was rambling, dude. I could go for another 3 hours.
I
So this is what Sam. I need Sam to pull me back at times. But Matt, thanks again for stopping by, dude. Hey, where can the people find you?
Sure. No, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's always flattering to be asked to do people's podcasts and shows like this. And, like I always like to say, I'm very humbled that I'm still relevant since I started in 2006. So it's been a long time for me, especially. So thank you. But as far as keeping up with me, my favorite platform is Instagram, of course. So MBG1211, that's where all my photography lives. If you're on Facebook, you could always add me on Facebook. I think my username is MBG Films 1211 or something. I love connecting with you guys, sharing pickups, my pictures, talking wrestling. You could find me on Twitter at Matt B. Goldberg. I don't really post a whole lot other than my pictures there.
No one. Who gives a hell about Twitter anymore? It's
Yeah,
gone.
right. X.
It's oh yeah.
Right. Right. I don't know if I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. I'm on YouTube. I don't post there anymore, but you could go watch all my old stuff on there if you want to. You
Watch
could find me.
CCW Ultimate Destruction Part
Yeah.
3 pay per
Pay
view.
per view. Pay that ticket and go watch it.
Yeah.
And
Live in attendance.
yeah. I think that's everything. I don't know if I'm forgetting something, but I'm not. I'm on TikTok, but I don't post on there. So you could follow
IMDb.
me. Yeah, I'm on IMDb. You could find me on.
There you go.
Yeah, I am on IMDb actually. My
Dude.
wrestling documentaries are on there. So
Well, there you go. That's all you need to find. If you want to
yeah,
find Matt Goldberg, just go to his IMDb only.
yeah,
Oh
it's
man.
yeah, but yeah, man. Just don't be afraid to message me if you ever want to chat or have questions about photography or whatever. Like I can't stress that enough. Like I love helping people. I people get mad. I don't always show like behind the scenes, but it's like I just don't necessarily like, have the motivation or time to make a whole other piece of content. Like, I just recently did that for Loon Cube because that was part of my deal with them. But it's like, man, if I did this all the time, I would be like wiped because it's just a lot. Like creating all the time, it takes a toll on you. So that's why I try to stick to at least once a week for you guys. So at least I'm committed to something. But
exactly. I mean, this
yeah.
show's once a week. It's a commitment, so
Right.
it's something that it helps me keep my mind afloat. But dude, Sam, anything before we get out of here, man? This has been. Oh, I'm gonna take a big nap. I'm just kidding. Anything before we get out of here, man? This has been a great episode, great chat. I've loved it to bits so far, man. It's been great.
Oh man, again, thank you, Matt, for coming on here. I think this has been a great episode. Definitely got to have you back on here because I feel like we really got to cover your whole story about coming up in like TNA and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've never like
Go on to the Nick Storm channel.
Yeah, like I went to Nick. I'm like, can we please just not go through my whole journey like I do on everybody's podcast? It is a very crazy story, you know. Like, I'm very grateful for all of it. But you know, it'd be fun to kind of dive into it deeper of certain things, kind of like you said earlier with like the Jazzwares part. Like I've never like fully like dove into that necessarily. So you know, if you ever want to explore, like my time at TNA, like
we got more. Yeah, we got more meat
really
in the
fun.
bone.
So yeah, WWE, there's not really much to talk about there, I don't think. But TNA for sure was a ride. You know, that was really fun. So I got plenty of stories from those days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll get Eric Bischoff
I would
on
love
and you on at
That'd
the
be
same time.
hilarious.
Yeah, I was
Dude,
about to say.
yeah. Can you email
Yeah,
Eric
I could call him
Bischoff?
right
Be
now.
like, yo, Figure Friday is the
Yeah.
best episode. It's on live air. No, don't do it. Don't,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
not call him on live on the
live
air.
air and put him on the spot. I think he's in Scotland right now.
Yeah, what?
If I'm not mistaken.
Matt, what the fuck do you want? Dude, well, yeah, he's doing a Scottish jig probably. And if you guys want to follow us everywhere you goddamn can, you can follow at Sam's Figs on Instagram and myself at Storm Review on X and Instagram as well. Don't do that. Why would you want to do that? Just kidding. Do that. Do that through and through. And no, I appreciate everyone stopping by. And again, for the giveaway, people who entered the giveaway, man, appreciate everyone, dude. I really want to do more giveaways. Maybe next month. Look, I can't wink through the shades. We're out of here. Did you enjoy this stream? Well, good, because after this stream ends, make sure to go onto my channel and binge watch every single one of my videos, because they're guaranteed a good chuckle or two. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye!
Nick Storm, the Australian icon.